Welcome back to Takeout. Welcome back to the Conversation Corner. Just switch seats. Didn't take me 3.5 minutes to get over here, by the way. Very quick, very quick. All right. Serious topic, very serious. Officials in Fulton County, Georgia, well, they have concerns. Let's put it that way. Why? Well, there was an FBI raid at their election operations center yesterday. County officials confirmed that federal agents took 700 boxes of records linked, they said, to the 2020 presidential election. Fulton County maintains not only was that 2020 election secure, but that they have, as a reminder, conducted 17 elections since without problems. CBS News election law expert David Becker joins me now. He's also the executive director of the Center for Election Innovation and Research and co-author of a most excellent book called The Big Truth. I happen to know the co-author very well. Pick it up. You will enjoy it. I want to play for you, David, sound today from Rob Pitts, who is the chairman of the Fulton County Board of Commissioners. Please play that.
This week's activities show that Fulton County is still much a target, and I'm told that I am personally a target. I'm a big boy. Now, while we've grown accustomed to name-calling and rhetoric, we will not give 1 inch to those who seek to take control of our elections. We're going to fight this in court with every resource that we have.
Now, David, it is worth acknowledging, and Brad Raffensperger, when he was Secretary of State of Georgia, said there were at times problems in Fulton County's approach to election administration. Many of those have been addressed. Is there anything real and concerning about what happened last night regards records tied to the 2020 election?
Well, first of all, Secretary Raffensperger is right in the sense that no election is ever perfect. A big election in this country is actually 10,000 little elections in different jurisdictions, relying upon over 1 million volunteers with 160 million Americans taking part in something they don't do every day. So there's things that happen, but our system is built with resilience in mind. So there are checks and balances and redundancies, and you as I've talked about this many times, that prevent any of this having an effect on the outcome. And that's exactly what happened in Fulton County. Even though they were running an election with record high turnout in the middle of a global pandemic with new voting machines they had never used, with paper ballots for the first time in 2 decades. They had a few hiccups here and there, but those ballots were counted 3 times, 3 different ways. Twice by machine, different machines, and once entirely by hand with observers. So there's clearly no problem. We know what happened in Fulton County. We know what happened in Georgia. And the reality is Joe Biden won that election.
And that part about observers, Republican and Democratic
exactly,
observers,
both campaigns. Trump
by law,
campaign. Yeah,
required to be there to oversee the hand count and to verify what they saw actually happened.
And they were looking at those paper ballots, which had clear indications of who the voters had voted for. We know who won. Brad Raffensperger has said he was a Trump supporter in 2020. He wasn't looking to oversee an election in which his candidate lost. But he's also calling balls and strikes, and he had to say what was true.
David, is any of this, though it is ostensibly about 2020, could it be about 2026 in some other sort of signaling way?
Yeah, I actually think it's much more about 2026 and
Explain,
2028.
please.
Well, so first of all, 2020 is over 5 years ago, which means that the statute of limitations on any potential federal crime, even if there was justification, which there isn't, has run. There's no legitimate law enforcement that can be done about what happened in 2020 at this point in time. We already know what those ballots are going to show because we've shown our work every single time. The election officials in those areas have done that. So it looks like this is much more likely, especially given the rhetoric we're hearing from some of the members of the administration and others who have lied about the election for so long, that this is about delegitimizing a future election, 2026, 2028, where perhaps the president and his allies don't think his party is going to do quite so well.
Oftentimes there is scrutiny, but as you and I have reported and documented, election administrators and those who volunteer to do this work survive that scrutiny time and time again.
Absolutely.
David Becker, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Major.